Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video where this time we're going to be tier listing all of the MCU media, which includes shows, movies, and miniature movies, specials, and all stuff like that. Anyways, let's get started. So first we have Captain America Civil War. I think this is a pretty good movie. I think I'm gonna move it to A. I think Captain America Civil War was more of a Avengers movie. I really liked the villain, which I think it would have been better off without a villain. Like, you could have just removed Zemo, and it would just been perfect. Because instead of somebody pulling the strings, it's just the Avengers just fall apart on itself. But other than that, good movie. The first Avengers movie, I'd say pretty, really good. A very good Avengers movie. I think it's so good. Like, I rewatched the movie recently, and it kind of made me think it was a little bit better than Endgame. It was such a good film, and it was like all the superheroes come together to unite. We have Avengers: Age of Ultron. I put that in a C. Like, it's not it's not a bad film. It's still a rewatchable film. I just think Ultron was done a little bit poorly. He had pretty realistic and good Ultron had pretty good and realistic intentions. I just don't like how they animated. Uh, the CGI in this movie was not the greatest. Let's just say. Avengers: Infinity War, S tier, like, without a question. Then we have Endgame. I don't know. Should I put it in A or S? I think it was like I think it was like the perfect send off to the Infinity Saga. But the movie also had a bunch of problems, and I like Infinity War better than Endgame. Like, imagine if the MCU saga just ended with the Infinity War, and had like people just fade away, and people kind of have to live with that, and then they just never come back. That'd be cool. I think I put it in an A. It's just like, it's a long movie, and that's kind of expected for, you know, a finale. But it also had a lot of holes in the movie, and just it did feel like an Avengers movie, but like where all the heroes came together from like every corner, and I know it like left out Ant-Man and Hawkeye. Avengers: Infinity War did, but still, it's not that bad. Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's still good. I think I think every Guardians of the Galaxy movie is good. I think they're all just perfect. Then Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Uh, I also like this MCU movie. It's one of the decent ones, but I'm just gonna say B. I mean, it's one of those stereotypical MCU movies, but I think I kind of like it. That's one of the reasons why I like it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, D. I don't really like it. I mean, there was no real villain of the movie, and just this wasn't that good. Doctor Strange, B. Thought it was a pretty good entrance. Iron Man, S. It started the MCU, and it was already a good film all by itself. It like Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback was amazing, and I think it was good for like altogether one of the best celebrity comebacks in history. And Robert Downey Jr. as the choice of Iron Man was perfect. I don't think anybody can replace him. That's probably one of the reasons why we're probably never gonna get an Iron Man movie or anybody's gonna replace Iron Man. But I don't know. Seeing how Disney is today, I wouldn't be surprised in like 2030 they're gonna like reboot Iron Man starting like Tom Holland or something. Homecoming, I wasn't a big fan of the Spider-Man trilogy. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. It's just like I liked the Vulture's Michael Keaton's portrayal. Uh, the I just wasn't a big fan of these movies. I think a D, D. I think this I'm gonna move it down here, but I think this one was even worse than Homecoming. Just because I just didn't really like. I just didn't like this portrayal of Peter Parker that much, and neither did I like the portrayal of Aunt May. The fact that uh, Peter Parker was always in this mentor, like he always needed a mentor. Like this could have been the movie where he just stops being mentored and becomes his own hero because Tony Stark was gone. There's nobody to, you know. I think I think Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man should have been the MCU Spider-Man. I mean, I don't know if that's a W or L take, but I think if they just merged Andrew Garfield and the MCU's universes, I would have been okay with it. Like when I heard Spider-Man was going to be in Civil War, I thought Andrew Garfield was going to be the MCU Spider-Man, and I was hyped. But I was a little bit disappointed when he wasn't. But Tom Holland is not. Tom Holland's a good actor. I just didn't like the portrayal of Peter Parker. Just nostalgia purposes. That's it. Black Panther. It's a C tier movie. It. I think I liked. Michael B. Jordan was the best part of this film. Ed Chadwick Boseman was also pretty good in the movie. I mean, rest in peace, Chadwick. But overall, I just CGI was also not good. Captain Marvel, F. They're just literally No, bad movie. Bad movie altogether. It sucks that the reason this movie made so much money is because this character was teased in it's like the end credit of Infinity War, and then when the movie came out, it was so trash that like Kevin Feige and literally everybody in Endgame wrote her off to not be in the film. It was just kind of sad. It was just, I mean, it wasn't sad. I hated Brie Larson. I do not like Brie Larson as an actor. Okay, just straight up, I have not seen her in anything else good, and she is a terrible portrayal of Captain Marvel. I think I think she was I think uh Carol Danvers was better as Miss Marvel in the comics. Black Widow, one of the most disappointing films. One of the most disappointing Marvel films I've ever seen. They botched Taskmaster. Like, Taskmaster is awesome. He's like Marvel's Deathstroke. People like to compare uh, Deadpool and Deathstroke, but Deathstroke has more in common with Taskmaster than Deadpool. Like, sure, Deadpool's a mercenary, but so is Taskmaster, and Taskmaster is awesome. But they screwed the pooch out of Taskmaster so bad. Like, oh my god, Shang-Chi, not a bad film. Not a bad film. This movie would have been good. I would have like probably ranked it like right here, heck, maybe even right here if it wasn't for the fact that Marvel has this tendency of overusing their CGI. Like the video choreography, or no, God, the fight choreography was amazing until it got to the point where like Razor Fist came in and cut the bus in half, and it became a CGI overload, which I think that ruined the fight. And then like by the end, the like why did they have to fight the giant monster? Like if it was just like Shang-Chi fighting the Ten Rings, I would have been all down for it. And like good God, Shang-Chi's friend that went with him, she is the most annoying protagonist in no, I can't say she's the most annoying protagonist of MCU. That goes to She-Hulk. But it's still not, but like you could have given like she took up Wave's spotlight from Shang-Chi to make jokes. Like quit making jokes, okay? MCU really needs to tone down their humor to the point their humor's got so bad to the point where they're just like they've pretty much taken over their sense of humor has pretty much spread all across Hollywood, and now every movie in Hollywood is just doing their format of jokes, and it's annoying. Like Tomorrow War did it. It's just stop. Just stop. Like remove her character and then give more spotlight to Shang-Chi and his sister who fight their father, the Mandarin. I forgot the villain's name, but I'm just gonna call him Mandarin. It's just kind of they could have made a they didn't even have to go to the other world. Like you could have saved that up for like the second or third Shang-Chi film. but instead you went with this with like final CGI big battle, even though it's just annoying. And then they kind of turned like people complain about Captain Marvel being a Mary Sue, but right as Shang-Chi got the rings, he was like all powerful. He defeated like a giant demon monster in matter of like 5 to 10 minutes. So, and you can't say, oh, he was like trained from a young age, like not to use the rings. Was this movie Eternals? I have seen this film. Uh, I like the coloring of the film. It's very bright. Instead of having like this gray screen format, they actually went very colorful. But the characters and motivations and story didn't make any sense. Like like the character Fastos, the black gay dude, uh, I didn't see the reason why he would start a family. Like, wouldn't starting a family be a absolute nightmare for an Eternal because they're gonna live forever and then they're just he's gonna watch all of them grow old and die. Like and it's not his I don't think it's his biological son either. I'm pretty sure it was like an adopted son, and he's just if it's Fastos didn't make any sense. I think they also introduced like way too many characters. I might just have to make my own whole video on like Shang-Chi and Eternals because I'm not gonna have room on my computer to edit this video. WandaVision, F. Just very disappointing. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, F. I might make a video on that. Iron Man 2, it's a bloated film. I think if they cut the film in two, it would have been better. Loki, that was a great show. Slowly paced. I think they need to stop making shows. Like, make movies. And movies that don't even have to be released on the silver screen. No, you can just like release them as specials in the on Disney Plus. What if like E wasn't that wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good. Hawkeye, I didn't like how they did Kingpin. Moon Knight, wow, this show was a disgrace and a absolute middle finger to like pretty much. I mean, there's some stuff I liked about it, but dang, was it a middle finger to like all of Moon Knight's fans because they tried like so hard to de-Batman the entire like character to the point where they just like he wasn't even Moon Knight at that point. And they botched the three personalities. Like you got Mark, Steve, and then Jake. Like in the comics, Mark is the mercenary, kind of like your action hero. Steve is the billionaire. He's kind of like the millionaire, like Tony Stark, like Bruce Wayne, like. and then you switch to Jake Lockley, who is a New York taxi driver. I, anyways, I think there was a lot I liked about it. Like they switched Moon Knight from being a New Yorker, from being from New York to London, kind of like uh putting heroes in different cities than just New York. Like, when are we gonna get a hero in St. Louis? Come on, man. Iron Man 3. Eh. Eh. It's just, eh. Incredible Hulk. This movie should have had a sequel. I mean, this movie was boring, but I think if you just, like, expanded on the Hulk. Like, what happened to the leader? Like, we got that one Easter egg at the end of the movie, or foreshadowing, and it never got paid off. And like the MCU did the Hulk so dirty that it's actually kind of sad. Thor, a little bit boring. I think right there, Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, it was also a little boring, but it wasn't as bad. But I think right here, right here. Actually, now right here. Right here. I'm not going to move anymore. These are all worse than Thor, okay? Than Thor: The Dark World. Thor Ragnarok, solid movie. I'd put it up here. Can't say the same for like Thor 4, but Captain America. I think this movie should have been less of a superhero movie and more of a war movie. Like Saving Private Ryan. I think I'll put it right here. I love Steve Rogers' origin story and his adventures in World War II. I kind of like what the Ultimate Comics did with Steve Rogers. I I think it's cool. This is one of the this is this is also a really good movie. I think this is one of the top tier Captain America movies. Not even that, top tier MCU movie. But the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, mid. It was mid. Okay. Miss Marvel. I actually I only watched one episode of this show, and to that I'd only because I have no idea what else happens to it. I was so disinterested. I'm just gonna put it in the haven't seen. It was just so like I watched the first episode and then completely lost interest. Thor: Love and Thunder, meh. It's like the same level as like Thor: The Dark World. She-Hulk, so bad. Oh my god, so bad. Like I don't even need to explain. Like the CGI was awful, the stories were awful. They try to make it episodic, which I applaud them for trying to do that, but still not good. Not good. Werewolf. I didn't even know this released. Werewolf by Night. Well, okay, I actually made a full-length video on this movie, and I say, like, I thought the movie was gonna fail. And I kind of think my predictions were actually better than the outcome of the movie we actually got. And like actually like talking to my friends in the movie theaters while watching this film was a lot better than actually watching the film. I think I just put it here. Holiday special I have not seen. Quantumanium. I hated uh Cassie Lang in this film. Like, come on, man. Like, I think right there, like MODOK was done terribly. Uh, hold on. MODOK was done terribly. Cassie Lang was done terribly. Then I think this is the last time we're ever gonna see Kang the Conqueror ever because of Jonathan Majors' accusations. But it was also like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I would put like A. I think that was I think that was one of the on the level of like closure to the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it was on the level of like closure for the Avengers. So yeah, this is my tier list. And I know this is just my tier list. It doesn't have to be everybody's tier list. And my opinions might change because this isn't the first time I've done a tier list for Avengers movies. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video.